Happy Friday, everybody. Today we're making coffee, but before I do that, there's something I gotta do. I got a box. I got it from David Carothers. I was on the Power Producers podcast, and because I've seen some other people open these up, I have an idea what's gonna be in here, and it's going to matter for when I make coffee. Feel the power. Power Producers podcast. Let's see what's in here. First and foremost, a little card. And it says, Alex, thank you so much for taking the time to join me. And more importantly, thank you for your friendship. Dave, thank you for your friendship, brother. And that's actually going to be something we're going to talk about while we're making coffee. Got it here. It's a tumbler with my face on it. My kids are going to get a kick out of this, I'm pretty sure. All right, let's see what's next. What's next? Stuff with my face on it. Oh yeah. Feel the power. Yeah, you can't see my face, but we all know it's back there. Go. And last but not least, the coup d'etat for the Alex coffee break. Loves to make coffee in the morning guy. It's a coffee mug. Feel the power with my face on it. Now give me a second because it just came out of a box and I'm not gonna make coffee with something I just took out of a box. All right, I'm back. Still with a cup with my face on it, but now it's ready to make coffee. It's got my head going today because how did I end up with a cup with my face on it? It was given to me by David Carothers. And if you don't know who David Carothers is, he's an incredible individual. If you have an opportunity, please give him a follow. He'll obviously be linked here. Power Producers podcast, Killing Commercial. Your business will be better for just following David. But I think that's kind of the point. Because though I've met David a few times over the years at one event or another, the amount of time speaking with David and talking to David has actually been minimal, very little compared to some people. And because I'm one of thousands of agents that follow his content. But I comment, I like, I learn, I try to be thoughtful. And eventually he started following my content. And as he did that, then he did the same. Just coming back with insightful comments, just pouring into ideas that he has versus something that I said or something of that nature. And we ended up building, over time, a relationship. And that relationship led him to ask me to be on the Power Producers podcast. Now, to be perfectly clear, I'm not one of those people who feels like I am qualified to be on podcasts spouting my opinion about anything. Now, if you know me, it really doesn't take very much to get me to give you my opinion on a subject. I'm pretty talky. But I don't feel like I'm qualified to be able to do that. I'm an insurance agent. Yeah, I've been around for a little while, but I'm like so many other insurance agencies. And we've got similar problems and similar issues. And, though I try very hard to stick to our core values, I think that my core values are pretty normal. I just try to be a decent human being as often as we can. But regardless, that connection with Dave grew, right? Because what Dave was looking for was someone who was authentic, someone who showed up on, as they are, wherever they are. He, was attracted to the fact that, he'd see my content online and then, meet me at a conference and we'd have a short conversation or maybe breakfast or something. And I would be exactly the same person that he saw online. He felt like he already knew me. And that allowed our relationship to grow exponentially faster than it could have allowed it to grow if we had, I had just been trying to reach out to him, trying to get him on the phone, being at meetings with him or so on and so forth. And so that kind of got me thinking, just the blessing of having had the opportunity to be on any podcast, especially his, was, how much freedom we have to be who we are online. You see, I don't want to pretend to be anybody else. I don't want to create some kind of a persona that sells a product or has a catchy catchphrase I'm all about branding and I'm all about marketing. Anybody who knows me, we can go down a marketing rabbit hole, pretty darn deep. But that doesn't mean that I want to show up as something I'm not. In fact, I think that part of who we are at my business is basically The reality that no matter where you find us, whether it's an individual person who works here, whether it's our online presence, whether it's our brochures, whether it's any of it, it's the way we interact, the way you quote intake forms, everything sets an expectation of who we are, who we're looking to attract, and how we can easily do business together. And I think one of the things that people most respond to is that authenticity. So I just want to take a moment in a world that's constantly trying to go viral, or should I go online, or online isn't for me, or can I get on video, or any of these things. I just want to encourage you that who you are matters, and what you have, other people need. It doesn't matter who you are, who's catching this, who's reading this, who's hearing this. Who you are has an audience. But just being who you are, you don't need to change anything, you don't have to wear anything, you don't have to say anything fancy, you can stumble, you can say bad words, you can do whoever you is, and that you'll have an audience. And that audience will respond to your authenticity. And it's not instant, it's not all the time, you're not always going to reach the people that you're looking to reach, and so with practice you have to kind of, maybe change tonality, or maybe the type of words that you're using, but that's not change as far as changing for marketing. The changes I make in the conversations I have online, I make in my personal life too. The changes to my pitches that I make by, learning and practicing these conversations in front of a camera, I change in my in-person. They are one and the same. And though I don't think that I'm anything special, and I'm not looking here for a humble brag, I'm just saying I feel like I'm a pretty average guy. Reality is that thankfully I have an audience. There's a group of people out there who hear what I'm saying and respond to what I'm saying. And that helps build a brand, it helps build a business that is honest to me all the time. And that way, when I start conversations, I'm at a chamber event, I'm talking to another agency, maybe at a conference or this, that, or the other, the distance from, hey, we kind of just saw each other, to feeling, like we know each other, is shorter and shorter and shorter. All because who you see is what you get. And if you don't like it, you're probably not going to approach me. And that's okay. Because maybe I'm not the agent for you. There's a lot of agents out there. You don't necessarily need Deposo Insurance for your particular business. But at the same time, the people who are attracted to it, the sales process is so much easier. The people who are attracted to it, the building of relationship and community, the ability to pick up a phone call and say, hey, I have this problem and I need to solve it, becomes shorter and shorter. And then eventually you might actually have the opportunity to have someone reach out to you and put your face on a coffee mug. Have a great one, everybody.